Paul Danino, also known as Ice Poseidon, was caught off guard when he entered a restaurant in Los Angeles. After he sat down, an older man approached him, whispered that he was the owner, claimed to be a gangster, and threatened him to take his video recording out of the restaurant.
I'm a gangster, so you leave here right now before there's trouble with yourself.
Shocked, Paul complied. Although it's unclear if Paul took it as a joke, he was visibly surprised.
No, I don't want to call the cops, dude. No, if I call the cops, dude, they're just gonna blame it on me.
Whether the man was really a gangster or not, Ice Poseidon is likely to remember this incident for quite some time. A man known for his unusual style is smoking a cigarette and showing off his $100 bills when suddenly someone opens his car door. Caught off guard and smiling, he's shocked when he feels something pointed at his neck. His calm turns to panic and fear as the robbers demand the money. After they take what they want, the man tries to act tough, driving away and telling onlookers it was all planned. However, his expression suggests otherwise. In this video, you can hear screeching tires and loud music as two wanted men live stream their getaway. Despite the serious risks of fleeing from the police, which includes a high-speed car chase in Maryland, the driver seems unfazed by the potential charges of evasion, reckless driving, and endangering lives.
No, it's another one. Oh, bro, come on. Oh!
Their attempt to gain attention through this reckless behavior eventually leads to a crash due to the driver being too distracted. Even after the crash, the duo refuses to give up, even mocking the police when they manage to escape. Unfortunately, these two criminals were able to evade the law. This video shows why it's risky to display a lot of money in public. A woman in her car was showing off a bunch of US dollar bills, not expecting anything bad to happen.
I just took my money.
Because her window was down, it was easy for someone to reach in and grab all her money. She was left really angry after the theft. The Chicago rapper, Soulja Boy, went live on Instagram to talk to his fans, but things didn't go well.
Hey, what's going on, man? They say Soulja ain't from the hood. They say Soulja ain't from the hood.
During the live stream, he approached someone saying, "What's going on, man? They say Soulja Boy ain't from the hood," and tried to put his arm around the person. However, the individual pushed him away and told him to get off. The phone then fell, and another person picked it up and ended the broadcast suddenly.
Oh, brother, that's my phone. That's my phone. All right. That's what I'm saying. It better not be blood. So, bro.
From a different angle, it looked like Soulja Boy set his phone down after being pushed away, possibly getting ready for a fight. Then someone else quickly grabbed the phone, trying to handle the situation. The video starts with a man on Instagram Live arguing with a group, which quickly becomes a very intense discussion.
I don't know what bro is, bro, but I just hope that ain't just Deli.
Shortly after, someone else joins the live stream and does something extremely shocking.
Is that dude who got his dad drop me, bro? Hold on, right here.
Despite the exchange of fire during the confrontation, the man arguing with the group continues to taunt them, flaunting his weapon in the process.
That's not good, yeah. Really, did y'all just in the earth?
This kind of lifestyle seems too dangerous to be worth it. Before he was banned from Twitch in 2020, Dr. Disrespect was a popular streamer with over 4 million followers. While streaming Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in 2018, loud bangs were heard in the background. Dr. Disrespect said this was the second time in 2 days that the sound of firing had been heard, prompting him to quickly end the stream.
I've got it in the broadcast right now. So much at our house.
He later reassured his followers that everyone was safe. Investigators discovered that the noises came from a BB weapon. The day started with normal traffic violations, but an incident between a Texan driver and the police turned into a social media spectacle.
Can I ask what for? Because they're dark. I can't see. If you got a tester, we can test them.
When the officer came up to the car, the driver, who was a big supporter of former President Trump, decided to live stream the encounter on Facebook.
Please, somebody tag in Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please.
Instead of talking to the officer, the driver started praying loudly, asking for Trump's help rather than appealing to a higher power.
Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away from me. In dear God's name, please.
The live broadcast showed him repeatedly calling for Trump's assistance and encouraging viewers to tag Trump in the comments, hoping somehow for Trump's intervention. Rob CD, a Twitch streamer loved by many and often called the Angel of Shibuya for his kindness in Tokyo, ran into trouble. While at a local izakaya looking for a friend, he was attacked by two customers who accused him of filming them, even though he wasn't intentionally doing so.
Don't get aggressive.
Please, hey.
Why you just somebody like that? Why?
Quickly, the situation got worse, with one of the men trying to break his equipment. This incident leaves you wondering what they were trying to hide. In 2022, IRL streamer Redempto was showing his night out in Amsterdam. Ironically, right after he mentioned how safe the streets were because of the nearby police station, a drunk stranger put his arm around Redempto's neck and threatened him. Despite Redempto asking the man to let him go, he was choked until he passed out, and the stream ended early. Redempto later shared that he got a concussion from the attack. Fortunately, since the incident was caught on the stream, the police were able to quickly arrest the attacker. In a shocking video from January 6, 2016, G2 Lothar, whose real name is Jacob Zagolski, was playing Hearthstone when he suddenly started shaking uncontrollably. He even began having hallucinations and his vision blurred. Soon after, he stiffened and collapsed, appearing to have an epileptic seizure. His wife quickly walked into the room, saw his condition, and called an ambulance. Thankfully, Jacob hasn't experienced another seizure since that day. The video starts with rapper Bugatti Casino talking to his fans on Instagram Live while parked in a dangerous neighborhood. Not having security with him was already a risk. Things got tense when a suspicious person approached him.
Hey,
Whoa, Jim.
what's
What
up?
niggas doing out here?
What's good?
Cool.
Although Bugatti tried to stay calm, their conversation quickly went from friendly to aggressive.
Come on, yeah, grab the car. Grab the car. Grab the car.
Where y'all going at?
As the tension between them grew, Bugatti told his driver to start the car, which only made things worse.
Where y'all going at? Get this shit.
The live stream ended shortly after the weapon was discharged. In the beginning of the video, two police officers are seen restraining a man right after they broke into his home without permission. Normally, police can enter a home if they have a valid search warrant. There's a risk of imminent harm, or if they get consent. In this case, it appears they didn't have a warrant.
You're not under arrest. It's for our protection because
You
we
said
don't
I'm
know
not under
you,
arrest.
you don't know us. We've
You've
explained
invaded
to
this
you
house.
from the
They've
start-
invaded this property.
we've
They've just
explained
come into
from
the house.
start that
They've
we
just.
As the man tries to explain himself, the officers keep interrupting him, causing the situation to become more hostile as time passes.
Being here. How am I under arrest? This is all false. This is exactly what's happened. They've entered the house without a warrant, and put me in handcuffs and told me I'm not under.
The misunderstanding between them continues, and the situation escalates.
It's not his address. It's not.
No,
No,
come on,
don't
we
touch.
don't
No,
know,
bro,
we
you
don't
can't
know.
touch.
Wait a minute,
You
wait a minute,
cannot look
you're
on my.
telling us.
Leave my
Listen.
Instagram. Leave it alone.
You're telling
Leave
us.
it alone.
Unfortunately, the live stream ends before we can see how it all resolves. While driving and recording a video, a man with the username TheySonFlow was stopped by the police. The officer claimed to smell an illicit substance in the car and wanted to search it.
Yes, sir.
I can smell it. All right. I want to work with you. All right. I'm asking if you got any.
I'm telling you, I don't got no weed.
The man responded that he was only using a CBD hemp product, which is legal in the state, and argued there was no valid reason for the stop. He refused to let the police search his car.
You smell it? That's not a probable cause for you to search my vehicle because CBD is now legal, that's legal hemp. You can go buy it from a gas station. I'm telling you, I don't got no weed. You gonna have to run the canine around this see if he can get a hit, and after that, bro.
However, the police forcefully entered his car anyway and conducted an illegal search. You might already be familiar with poltergeists, those ghosts said to move objects. Before getting caught up in the CSGO Lotto scandal, Syndicate, also known as Tom Castle, believed in ghosts for a while. In one video, he left to get food, and while he was gone, his viewers saw the bedroom door swing open by itself. When he came back and everyone explained what happened, Syndicate was really stressed, thinking his house was haunted. Fortunately, he later discovered it was just his dad pulling a prank on him.
It was my dad!
Good one, Dad. While being pulled over, a man went live on Instagram and began insulting the police officers in a very shocking manner. Despite his provocations and even daring the officers to chase him, they stayed calm.
Who was driving you?
When you made that decision to cut your head, that f***ing bored. You should have took that mustache with it, God. You don't look suited for this job. If I were to kick off these sandals, I know you want to catch me.
So, I mean, this is why we're smelling marijuana in the car. You got your burnt blunts in here.
Knowing their faces were being broadcasted online, they didn't react to the insults and simply waited to arrest the man.
Okay, it definitely smells like marijuana. Your whole car smells like marijuana. You got this sitting right down in front of your driver's seat. Sure, you can.
The live stream ended before anything else happened, so what occurred next is unclear. It's always said that you should never disturb someone who's playing a horror game. Controversial streamer Tyler 1, known for his quick temper, was playing Resident Evil 7 when his girlfriend Michaela decided to scare him by sneaking up on him in the dark. He completely lost it and started screaming all over the house.
No! You better get back, I will!
While it might seem funny to us, it wasn't too amusing for him, especially considering his history of intense reactions. Back in 2016, Twitch streamer SirGaryTube was playing Pokemon X and Y, hunting for shiny Pokemon, when something spooky happened. His viewers noticed the door closing by itself behind him.
Granted, I did drop my phone on it, and my phone...
Hearing the noise, SirGaryTube went to check if anyone else was in the house, and during this time, the door closed again.
Door closed.
The streamer insisted he was alone in the house, but viewers joked that the real culprit was a mischievous Gengar, a ghost-type Pokemon. At first, we see a man filming himself while driving and commenting as another car runs a red light while using racial slurs.
God, he's running red lights and all. This wants to die. He's running a red light.
Shortly after, it turns out both cars are stopped. The man filming lowers his window, pulls out a weapon with a blue laser, and aims it at the other car, asking who's there.
You want, bro? Who are you?
Fortunately, no one was hurt, as both drivers quickly left the scene without any violence. Pokemon Go was a huge hit in 2016, so naturally, Twitch streamers were broadcasting their gameplay live. However, while streaming at Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn, New York, streamer Ricky Aneza was attacked from behind by a random person.
Aneza believes he was targeted because he frequents the park with other Pokemon players.
The entire incident, including the thief stealing his streaming equipment, was caught on the live stream.
Okay, I'm alive. You know, that's all that matters.
To make matters worse, Twitch then suspended Aneza for violating their rules on non-gaming content. Many viewers think the woman in this video might have been under the influence or dealing with a mental health issue, which makes people nervous about driving.
Get out the way! I'ma show you how to turn up on your birthday!
In the clip, she's seen yelling at someone and not focusing on driving. Suddenly, there's a loud crash, and she starts acting even more erratic, insisting that she has to leave, and then she turns off her live recording.
God damn it, I just got an accident and I gotta keep going, so I'm gonna call y'all. I got to go.
This is a reminder of why it's important to stay alert and avoid substances while driving. In 2020, professional gamer and Twitch streamer Carl Reimer, who was part of the SOAR gaming team, may have jeopardized his career during a live stream where he was intoxicated. While playing Call of Duty, he decided to show his viewers his firearm, thinking it was unloaded. Unfortunately, he accidentally fired the weapon.
Whether I was sober or intoxicated, guns are not a toy.
Luckily, no one was hurt, but the bullet went through a metal cup and hit his computer screen. This incident resulted in him being banned from Twitch and removed from his gaming team. Offset, the American rapper and member of Migos, found himself in a tough spot during a live Instagram video. On Saturday, Police asked him to get out of his car because someone reported he was waving weapons at people.
We're waving guns.
You just watched somebody beat my car up with a flag. What are you talking about?
Offset didn't want to leave his car and got increasingly upset, especially since the police had their weapons drawn.
Told me put my hands up. I'm not doing that. You put my hands up. It's 25,000 people in my life.
I'm telling you,
you're gonna get sued publicly.
Turn off the car.
Eventually, the police told him to turn off his car and then reached in through the window to unlock the door and told him to step out.
This car right now. You can't just open my door. You can't just open my door. You can't just open my door. It's illegal. I'm gonna sue y'all. Y'all know who I am?
Offset warned that he might sue the officers, but it's not clear what happened after that. In a surprising turn of events, Harley went live on Instagram during a heated argument with Jersey Shore star Ronnie Ortiz Magro.
You want to show that? Huh? Why don't you look? Why don't you want to show that? Huh? Why don't you want to show that? Show you.
The argument started when Ortiz Magro accused his girlfriend of keeping explicit videos with an ex. As the situation got more intense, he tried to take the phone from Harley while she loudly told him to stop.
I'm gonna delete that phone.
Don't touch me, bro.
Suddenly, the live stream ended, leaving viewers shocked by the confrontation's severity. Soon after, Harley's Instagram account was disabled, adding more mystery to the ongoing drama between these reality TV stars. Starting like a normal day, a group of rappers went live on Instagram while driving around their city.
Stupid ass cracker. Can't beat that cracker ass.
During the live, one of them, named SUU, was being disruptive. He goofed around, even hanging half of his body out of the window at one point.
Yeah, he caught a face shot back to the face.
Not stopping there, he started wrestling with the driver.
That's how you know how to hang. That was crazy. And we can drive, man. You better ask how the last died.
Luckily, the person hosting the live managed to take control of the steering wheel just in time. In this video, a girl attempts to confidently face the camera while her mother disciplines her for constant misbehavior. Fed up with her daughter's antics, the mother goes live on the daughter's Instagram to publicly expose her.
You talk about long live some motherfucker, but you don't even mother know him. Tell him how you can barely motherfucking times 9 is. Come on, tell him.
She asks her daughter to tell everyone watching about her actions at home, which shocks viewers.
Use your motherfucking voice somewhere else. Talk loud enough. Come on with it.
The daughter's friends, whom she desperately wanted to impress, are seen laughing in the comments during the live stream.
No matter how much deodorant I buy your ass. Tell him how your 11-year-old ass I had to make you take a motherfucking shower. Tell him that.
The mother points this out, hoping her daughter will learn a lesson from the scolding. After noticing that a strange man had been following him for a while, a man took to social media to record the stranger sitting in front of his house.
Bro, you came to the front of my house, dog. Family and all that. I don't know you, my So if I let off on you right now, you right here.
He repeatedly stated that they didn't know each other, and even threatened the stalker for coming near his family home.
I'm telling you, I'm a real gang member. If I let off on you right now, my you're gonna die.
The person recording also mentioned that he was a gang member, and warned that if this happened again, the situation would get much worse. A high-speed police chase involving a rapper was streamed live on his social media, turning dangerous as it escalated.
We out of here! Yeah, nigga! Yeah!
The rapper tried to dodge the police cars, making the chase intense with every turn, all captured live for his audience. However, the situation took a scary twist when the rapper lost control of his car, heading straight for a crash. The video cut off suddenly at that tense moment, leaving viewers anxious and unsure about what happened next. We all encounter strange situations in life, but this incident involving Andy Milanakis is particularly odd.
Can I have a seat? May I sit in
You may sit.
Andy, who is known for his acting, rapping, and sketch comedy, also streams IRL on Twitch. During one stream, while he was sitting quietly at a table, a peculiar man with big hair sat down next to him. The man introduced himself on camera, hinted at having issues with law enforcement or psychiatric care, and then offered Andy a lollipop.
That's about done. You're coming with me and we're gonna get you a home, and guess what? I haven't had in 5 years and I'm not having until at the right time comes.
It's a reminder, as Andy's viewers would agree, never to take candy from strangers. An Instagram Live video captured a mother scolding her daughter, who was crying in the car for misbehaving, lying about her age, and pretending to be kidnapped.
Hey, she bad, y'all. She bad, y'all. Look at y'all friend Shay. The girl who got kidnapped, she didn't get kidnapped.
This unusual and often criticized method of disciplining was used by the mother because she felt it was necessary to teach her daughter a lesson.
Look at her sitting in the car sad. Oh, you not grown no more? Right. Tell these people.
Disciplining children is crucial for teaching them boundaries, responsibility, and appropriate behavior, which helps them grow into well-adjusted adults.
Tell them all that stuff you doing, I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know nothing about it that I'm doing.
No, I don't know nothing.
Hopefully, this girl learned her lesson after this tough situation. King Von, a well-known American drill rapper, went live on Instagram to show his followers a troubling incident.
Touching me and shit, she just rubbed my
He recorded a video of a woman sitting across from him in the park who was acting very strange and delusional.
I'm about to put a restraining order on you, gang. I don't know what's wrong with her, bro.
He mentioned that they didn't know each other and warned that he would get a restraining order if she continued to follow him. This incident highlights how fame can sometimes draw unwanted attention. While talking to a young artist, rapper Pretty Boy Fredo noticed some movement behind him. At first, he ignored it, but as it continued, he became more worried and decided to check it out.
What type of rapping do you do?
You know, I mix it up. Some days I be getting in my bag where I'm like hip hop.
When he came back inside, viewers could see he had a weapon, showing he was taking the situation seriously.
Everything I do it well.
Yo, you good?
Give me one chance.
After the young artist left the livestream, Fredo stayed alert and kept talking. Eventually, he saw the person stalking him, started shouting, and ran after them. The video ended suddenly there, and we're left hoping that nothing worse happened. Up-and-coming rapper DC Herbo was doing his usual Instagram Live with two friends, just talking to his fans, when something terrifying happened. This kind of incident is common in poorer neighborhoods in the US.
Waiting for 2K by
In the middle of their chat, they suddenly heard loud bangs, which made them all run to different rooms, looking for safety.
You were slow. I got you.
During the chaos, you can hear a woman screaming as she returns to the room, and the sound of more rounds being discharged fills the air. The video stops when the rapper goes back to pick up his phone. Fortunately, no one was hurt. A group of women were driving around and having fun while live on Instagram. The driver, who was also visible in the video, started texting on her phone while driving at high speeds.
I need to go grocery shopping today. But it's raining, so you don't go shopping.
Jada was so ratchet last night. I love it.
Despite a viewer commenting and urging her to be careful, she ignored the advice and kept looking at her phone.
No, but what did I say? I don't know. What I say what? Because you blurted out.
After a few seconds, she finally looked up to see the road and was immediately confronted with a terrifying sight.
Ow! That car!
Suddenly, her car collided with another vehicle, flipped over, and screams were heard as the phone tumbled around inside the car. A live stream that was meant to be fun with friends turned tense when a girl's dad made some comments that changed the mood. The girl quickly disagreed with what her dad said, and the conversation between them became more hostile as they continued.
Shut up!
No! Do you know how many
No, shut up!
No!
Can you shut your mouth for a minute?
No!
Because I actually work in the ghetto. I see the people.
Both had their points, but they couldn't really hear each other because they were caught up in their own views.
Historical reason for why they're in that position.
They don't care. All they want to do is be ghetto.
No!
Yes, there's some that don't, and there's good people.
This is typical of many arguments where listening could lead to more constructive outcomes. Later, the girl's mom overheard them and decided to share her opinion on the matter.
I will do it. Because they can be warped. I'm not giving statistics right now. They can be warped. Personal experiences can't.
Thankfully, despite the heated exchange, the argument didn't escalate into violence. Sway Lee is facing a potential career setback after losing a hard drive with unreleased music at Los Angeles Airport. However, an anonymous person who claims to have found the hard drive contacted him through Instagram Live. This person showed that they had Sway Lee's belongings, including the hard drive, a watch, cash, and a mask, and even distorted their voice to hide their identity. They made it clear they had the items. Later, using Instagram stories, this anonymous user demanded a large sum of money, reportedly over $150,000, to return the hard drive to Sway Lee. In this video, a self-proclaimed gangster rapper starts his Instagram Live from a tattoo shop, complaining loudly and annoying the shop's staff. He keeps asking his audience for sympathy until one of the workers can't take it anymore.
He messed up my tattoo. Look how unprofessional he is. He messed up my tattoo. He's talking about shrooms. Talking about shrooms.
Although we don't condone violence, it's clear that the worker felt provoked. After a bit of a scuffle, the rapper still refuses to leave, which frustrates the workers even more.
Hey, record. Did y'all see that? Record. Everybody record that. Everybody record that. Get out. Everybody record that. Everybody record that.
His continuous complaining leads another worker to knock his phone out of his hands, breaking it.
Shit, man, you, bro. What's wrong with this guy? You're a bitch, bro. Every time you come in here, there's no problem. There's no problem. He just broke my phone.
Finally, after picking up his phone, he decides to end the live stream. During a man's Instagram Live, another man approached him, and the phone suddenly dropped to the ground.
You say, well, I'm crying? I'm crying because on phone I'm crying because I'm hurt as hell on phone.
All that could be heard were shouts and threats, leaving viewers unsure of what was happening.
See how easy this is? You see how easy this is? Yeah. Top guy, around this corner, don't say so.
Moments later, the video showed the man again, now without any jewelry and clearly panicked, running towards a police officer to report he had been robbed while pointing out the thief.
He out him! Hit me out in my face! Okay. Took all my chains and everything! Him!
Do me a favor and get up on the car. I'm telling you to relax. You want us to help you, then relax.
Yeah, I'm still alive and everything.
The policewoman then put him in the police car, trying to calm him down and sort out the situation. Summit 1G, a well-known Twitch streamer, has been targeted in several swatting incidents. One time during the Pokemon Go craze, while he and a friend were streaming at a local park, someone falsely reported to the police that a man matching Summit 1G's description was carrying dangerous weapons.
Us? Okay. Alright, you want me to just keep going this way? I was a little nervous. I mean, dude, you got guys pointing. They weren't.
Fortunately, Summit 1G quickly realized what was happening and was able to explain the situation to the police officers calmly, preventing any further issues. While reporting live on cross-country skiing in Utah for QTV, reporter Brooke Graham suddenly passed out and fell backwards into the snow.
Hi you guys, so I'm here with Richard and Katie from the Utah Nordic Alliance of Utah, and you guys are teaching me how to cross-country ski, so give us some bass.
Impressively, she quickly regained consciousness just seconds after fainting and continued the interview from the ground where she had fallen.
Okay. Yes. Now I'm gonna toss it back to you guys. I just slipped and fell, so we'll have more. But tell people the basics of coming up here and paying $7. You just come up, you pay $7. Anybody can come up here. Anybody's welcome.
Her professionalism and resilience were evident as she carried on despite the incident. The event quickly went viral on social media and was covered by news outlets globally, leading to many phone calls and messages to Graham, addressing the concern from the public. Brooke Graham updated her blog to let everyone know she was fine. She mentioned that this wasn't her first time fainting. She has a history of fainting in high altitudes and cold conditions, a condition she shares with her twin sister, Britt. Jordan Mathewson, known as Kutra on YouTube, was live streaming a Counter-Strike game for his group, The Creatures, from an office in Littleton, Colorado. During the stream, someone falsely reported to the police that there was a shooter who had killed 2 co-workers and taken others hostage. Acting on this report, a SWAT team rushed to the building and detained Mathewson, interrupting his live stream.
You're getting swatted. What in the world?
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the ground!
Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand back here!
The hoax call also led to nearby schools being locked down, causing panic and disruption in the area. Later, the police detained someone in connection with the hoax, although it was not confirmed if it was the same person who had claimed responsibility on Twitter. Dr. Ugur Yensel, a well-known Turkish orthopedist and professor, was talking about children's flat feet on the health show Sağlıklı Yaşam when he suddenly had a heart attack live on air. He reacted sharply, clearly in a lot of pain.
Ne oldu hocam? İyi misiniz?
Pil sorunum oldu.
Öyle mi?
Evet.
İyi misiniz şu anda?
İyiyim.
Bir su alın isterseniz.
Evet.
Hı hı. Peki
The show's host kept her cool and calmly informed the viewers that they needed to take a break to help Dr. Yensel, quickly switching to commercials. Behind the scenes, Dr. Yensel then suffered another heart attack, making his situation even more critical. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, where his condition was stabilized and he began his recovery under medical supervision. In 2015, journalist Carlos Molina unexpectedly became part of a ghostly incident while on live TV in Honduras on the Telecibo channel. During the broadcast, a glass of water next to him started moving across the table by itself, captured clearly on camera just beside Molina's hand. The glass moved slowly, but noticeably, instantly catching Molina's attention. He quickly pointed it out to his co-worker sitting nearby. Molina later assured that it wasn't a trick played by the production team and described feeling a chill just seconds before the glass moved, suggesting a supernatural experience. He also felt uneasy and traumatized after the incident, noting that he couldn't even move the glass with his hands, as it seemed stuck to the table. Skeptics might question the role of moisture, like condensation under the cup, which could explain the sliding motion. Whether it was truly a paranormal event or not remains debatable, with some suggesting it could simply be the result of condensation under the cup. Kevin Hart, known as the highest-paid comedian and dubbed the comedy king of the 21st century, has faced speculation about how he achieved his success, with some suggesting involvement with a secret. During the interview, Hart mentioned that they could discuss any topic except for that particular one, hinting that it might be too sensitive or controversial. Some believe that Hart was protecting information about a popular conspiracy theory involving the Illuminati. However, others think he was just joking around. The Israel-Gaza border, often in the news for conflict, was the backdrop for an unusual event caught on live TV. A video from a BBC broadcast, shared on Israr Ahmed's YouTube channel, shows what looks like a ghostly figure speeding past a reporter while he was on air. At first glance, the figure is hard to see, but a slowed-down replay makes it clearer. The figure moves very close behind the reporter, who doesn't seem to notice anything. Many viewers have speculated that it could be a ghost due to its unnaturally fast speed, which seems too quick for a human. While some skeptics think the figure might just be a blur on the camera, or perhaps the shadow of someone on a bicycle, they can't explain the high speed. It's left up to the viewers to decide what they believe the footage shows. Without further details, the true nature of this ghost of Gaza might remain a mystery. We all know it's risky to be at the highest point in an area during a lightning strike. Yet, that's exactly where reporter Dave Malkoff was positioned while covering storm weather from a roof. In the midst of his report, a large blue flash appeared overhead, followed almost immediately by a loud clap of thunder, clearly startling Malkoff. His fear was evident.
And look at that. That was right on top of me. Maybe we want to get inside. We'll talk to you guys in just a bit.
He later described seeing a column of lightning dissipate right above him. Realizing the danger, he smartly decided to leave the roof and move to a safer location. While a streamer was walking around a park, he encountered a man who seemed to be just relaxing.
What's up, brother? How's your day going?
However, it turned out this man was not as calm as he appeared.
I'm gonna chill here, kick you right here. I don't. No.
When the streamer couldn't provide what the man was asking for, the situation quickly worsened.
Damn, what are you good for? I'm making a travel documentary for school. Travel vlog. I agree. My travel vlog. I do have a little... Yeah, I mean, but you've been cursing me out the whole time, so I'm good, brother. You don't seem to respect me, you know? I don't have to.
The streamer tried to get away, but the man continued to pursue him.
Hey, brother. Sorry, brother. My bad, dog. That guy just whipped out a... Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it!
It's unclear whether it was an accident or a potential crime, but fortunately, nothing worse happened to the streamer. This serves as a reminder to always be aware of your surroundings. In December 2017, a curious video was posted on the AZ Family's YouTube channel, operated by 3TV and CBS 5 AZ. The footage captured by reporter Jerry Ferguson from his news helicopter showed a mysterious white streak moving across the night sky.
What is that? What is going on?
Ferguson, clearly puzzled, speculated on camera whether it might be a missile or an airplane's contrail due to the bright line slicing through the dark.
It looks like maybe a missile or something. What the heck is going on? Oh my gosh, what is that?
Such sights often lead people to think of UFOs or secretive government tests. However, the mystery was soon resolved when the news station found out that the white streak was actually the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. The twisting patterns seen trailing the rocket were the Iridium satellites being deployed. Was Michael Jackson spotted in a CNN broadcast after his death in 2009? A video from Indiana Outback on YouTube suggests he might have been. The video shows a tour of Jackson's Neverland Ranch in Santa Barbara County, California, aired on CNN's Larry King Live in 2009. The potential sighting of Jackson is brief, occurring as the host walks through a bathroom in the bedroom suite, specifically between 4:45 and 4:47 in the video. It's only near the end of this 6-minute video that viewers see a figure resembling Jackson's silhouette. The figure's posture, with a tilted head and slightly hunched shoulders, closely matches Jackson's typical stage entrance. This shadow crosses a hallway and passes a large fireplace in the home before disappearing. Interestingly, no person is seen walking by that same fireplace, which suggests the shadow wasn't from a crew member or a visitor. If you think you've seen a clip suggesting it's the ghost of Michael Jackson before, you're not imagining things. On January 8th, Jessica Robb, a CTV Edmonton reporter, had a medical emergency while broadcasting live. She began to struggle with her speech, mumbling and repeating words, which indicated she was having trouble. Realizing something was wrong, Robb mentioned her discomfort on air.
Days too late. Now, Narraman, I'm looking at after the day, families are pushing the feds to sorry, Airman, I'm not feeling very well right now, and I'm about to... Okay.
The studio host, Nariman Issa, quickly stepped in to reassure her and told viewers they would check on Robb and update them later, emphasizing her well-being. The broadcast then shifted back to Issa in the studio.
Well, come back to me right now, and we'll make sure that, Jessica, you are doing okay. Thank you. We will make sure that Jessica is okay. And we will give you guys an update a little bit later to make sure that she is doing all right. She is not alone. She is with Photon.
After the incident, immediate steps were taken to provide Jessica Robb with the necessary medical care. On February 27, 2018, a camera at Fox 6's tower caught a peculiar sight over downtown Milwaukee at 4:43 a.m. The morning news team observed a group of odd lights moving erratically through the sky. One of the hosts, puzzled by the sight, speculated aloud if they were seeing fireworks or even aliens. After the clip was shared online, it drew the attention of meteorologists across the U.S. and sparked interest among paranormal enthusiasts on social media. Various theories emerged. Some suggested the lights were asteroids, while others believed they might be alien spacecraft. Fox 6 News proposed that the lights could be seagulls, noting that a reporter had recently filmed a large flock at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. However, many viewers were skeptical of this explanation, pointing out the lights' unusual movement patterns and the strange trails they left behind. Despite numerous theories, the true nature of the lights remains unexplained to this day. A YouTube channel named On Demand News uploaded a video that seems normal at first, showing a live report from a recent accident on the M11 near London. However, attentive viewers might spot something unusual in the background on the highway, a dark shape that looks like it's dropping from the sky and crossing the road. After the video was posted, it quickly went viral, attracting millions of views. Some people who believe in the supernatural suggested it might be a spirit linked to the accident site, while skeptics doubted this interpretation. Due to the massive attention, the video's producers looked into the matter and concluded that the shape was likely just a bug on the camera lens. Still, without clear proof to fully explain the sighting, viewers are left to make their own judgments about what the video really shows. News teams usually handle reporting on natural disasters with calm, but it's much harder when they're in the middle of it. In 2017, during a live broadcast by a Mexican news station, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit. The entire studio began to shake.
Ustedes ya saben qué es lo que tienen que hacer en este momento. Conservar la calma y evacuar de inmediato. Me voy a levantar y voy a evacuar.
The host maintained his composure and advised viewers to follow safety protocols, even as the station's structure started deteriorating around him. The live camera feeds, now shaky and blurred, showed the severity of the earthquake outside. Inside the studio, the overhead lights swung intensely. It was a frightening experience for both the news team and the viewers watching from home. In 2009, a man in Las Vegas who calls himself Yahweh claimed on ABC News that he could summon flying orbs. He said he had this ability for over 25 years, which he acquired after studying a Hebrew version of the Old Testament. At the start of the news segment, the reporter was skeptical. Yahweh then appeared to enter a prayer or trance, and suddenly, an orange orb appeared in the sky. Yahweh suggested the orb was heading to Nellis Air Force Base because it wanted to be seen. Shortly after, the orb turned around and came back towards the news crew. This footage has been considered by many as evidence of the paranormal, especially since the news crew had chosen the interview's day, time, and place, making it hard to believe Yahweh could have staged it. Even the reporter admitted he was baffled by what he saw and mentioned he would have dismissed the incident if he hadn't witnessed it himself. What do you think these mysterious orbs are? Simply a natural phenomenon, something extraterrestrial, or something else? Share your thoughts in the comments. During a 2013 episode of The Steve Wilkos Show, viewers of a local Montana station, KRTV, were shocked by an unexpected interruption. An emergency broadcast claimed a zombie apocalypse was happening, warning that the dead were rising from their graves and attacking the living.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the are rising from their graves and attacking the living.
The announcement, delivered in a serious and authoritative voice, alarmed viewers, leading many to call their local police stations. It was later found out that the TV station's emergency alert system had been hacked, and the alarming message was just a prank.
As you can imagine, is saying it's trying to find out how this happened.
While most people probably realized it wasn't true, some decided to stay indoors just to be safe. You only need to see the worried expression on presenter Zuhair Al-Ada's face to know that trouble is brewing. During a live debate on the Jordanian show about the Syrian civil war, emotions escalated between journalists Shakir Al-Johari and Mohammed Al-Jayusi. Al-Jayusi accused Al-Johari of backing the revolution, while Al-Johari charged Al-Jayusi with supporting the government. The argument heated up quickly, leading to both of them pushing the desk back and forth until it broke apart. Al-Ada couldn't control the situation, and the production team had to step in to separate the two. In May 2019, a video posted on the Yorkshire Conspirator UFO's YouTube channel has stirred discussions about potential UFO sightings. The footage, apparently taken during a football match in London, features a sudden flash in the sky, followed by an orange orb descending slowly. It hovers briefly before vanishing without a trace. The football players, busy with their pre-match warm-ups, seem unaware of the phenomenon. Some skeptics suggest the light might be from a drone, but they can't explain how it suddenly disappeared. What are your thoughts? Could this actually be footage of an alien spacecraft observing a football match? Or is there another explanation for the orb? Journalists are well aware that crime can strike at any time, but an incident involving CNN's Bruna Macedo was particularly unsettling for both the reporter and viewers. Reporting from Sao Paulo, Brazil, about rising river levels, Macedo was initially seen with a man lurking in the background on a bridge. As the broadcast progressed, this man approached Macedo. While her co-host continued speaking from the studio, the man, now close and threatening, confronted Macedo. Although it wasn't fully visible to the audience, he threatened her with a knife until she gave him 2 cell phones. After the robbery, the man ran off. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Franco Scoglio, a renowned Italian soccer manager who led 17 teams from 1972 to 2003, was famous especially for coaching Genoa CFC. He often humorously remarked that he might die discussing the team. After retiring from coaching, he became a sports commentator for Al Jazeera. On October 3, 2005, while appearing as a guest on a regional Genoa television program and engaging in a debate with Genoa CFC president Enrico Preziosi, Scoglio suddenly became unconscious as he sat listening to Preziosi speak. The host quickly checked on him, found he had no pulse, and realized the situation was dire. The broadcast was abruptly switched to different footage, and an ambulance was called. Tragically, Scoglio died from a heart attack on live TV, his earlier joke hauntingly coming true as he passed away in the city he cherished, discussing the team he loved. The incident left the other guests and viewers in shock and sorrow. Scoglio was a beloved figure in Italian soccer, and his funeral was attended by 10,000 people who came to honor his memory. It's normal to expect disagreements between political parties, but a debate in Greece turned violent. Greek politician Renadourou from the coalition of the radical left criticized Elias Kasidiaris' neo-Nazi party, claiming it would regress the country by centuries. In retaliation, Kasidiaris threw water in Dourou's face. The situation escalated when Communist Party member Liana Canelli struck him with a newspaper, prompting Kasidiaris to slap her 3 times in the face.
You don't have to speak Greek to understand that. We should have told you how disturbing that video actually is.
He was briefly restrained backstage, but managed to break out and leave before the police could arrive. Kasidiaris is currently in prison for leading a criminal organization involved in violence against anti-fascist activists and immigrants. Willie, known as Two Guns, became involved in a complex situation after he started dating the ex-girlfriend of a fellow streamer known as Only Use Me Blade. The two had been through a breakup, and not long after, Willie and the woman got engaged. Rather than becoming enemies, Willie and Blade eventually became friends through her, and Willie was even invited to participate in a live stream at Blade's Content House, hosted by another streamer named Tone IRL. During the stream, they engaged in various activities like driving and shopping, which were broadcast live. Off camera, however, things took a turn for the worse when the group encouraged Willie to drink alcohol. Despite his warnings that he was on medication that shouldn't be mixed with alcohol, as he became more intoxicated, his judgment faltered and he continued to drink to the point of severe impairment. This was evident on the stream, as Willie appeared extremely drunk, struggling to speak clearly and needing to lean against a wall to stand. Instead of helping him, those on the stream mocked him, slapped his face for fun, and continued to degrade him even after he had a dangerous fall. They went as far as to draw on his face with Sharpie, treating it as a joke, and even considered pushing him down a stairwell for money from a viewer.
Be the content king forever. I have a 1,000 to roll Willie down the stairs. You could be the content king forever. I have a 1,000 to roll Willie down the stairs.
Hold on.
You could be the king.
If you send it first, I'll do it. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't think it'll kill him. He's drunk. He's limp. He'll brace his own fall. $1,000 dono?
Eventually, realizing the gravity of his condition as he began to cough up fluids, they called an ambulance but then canceled it, only calling again when pressured by a viewer.
Okay. Yeah, I turned it on. I'll show you. It's turned off. Look. There's nothing recorded.
The paramedics arrived and took Willie to the hospital, but the stream continued for about 30 more minutes after they left.
I just beat my stream record again. 2 days in a row. 1,200 viewers yesterday, 1,300 today. Let's go, boys. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for all this.
Willie initially seemed to be recovering in the hospital, even watching streams from his ICU bed. However, his condition worsened after his girlfriend allegedly gave him a harmful substance, leading to her being banned from the hospital. Tragically, Willie passed away a few days later. The situation has left many grieving and shocked at the disregard for his well-being by those who were supposed to be his friends. The incident was more frightening for the reporter involved than for those watching at home. Fox TV reporter Brad Wills was about to start his report from the beach when a large bug flew straight at his face. He screamed in fear and swatted it away.
What is up?
After quickly regaining his composure, Wills asked his cameraman if they were broadcasting live.
That's because it's hot outside. Stuff like that happens. Was that live? Are we live? Oh, brother.
It turned out they were, and viewers at home got to see the whole amusing mishap. Nicola DiMartino, a man deeply involved in advocating for fathers' rights, appeared on the Italian TV show TG 2:10 Minuti to discuss his personal struggles. After separating from his wife, who moved to Australia with their son, Martino was denied visitation rights until his son turned 18. During the show, Martino unexpectedly started speaking in a cryptic manner and then attempted a shocking act by pouring lighter fluid on himself.
La leggo, la leggo. La deve leggere. La leggo. Bisogna fare assolutamente chiarezza. La leggo. Questa. La leggiamo.
He was about to light a match when the host, 3 technicians, and his own son intervened, preventing him from setting himself on fire. Martino then demanded to read a letter explaining his stance, but the host, considering the letter too lengthy, asked him to summarize it instead. Partway through Martino's summary, the host stopped him, refusing to be coerced into letting Martino read the entire letter, and ended the segment. The host, visibly upset, was overheard criticizing Martino's drastic actions as the audio cut off, expressing frustration over the traumatic scene Martino nearly caused on live TV. While it's understandable to empathize with Martino's frustrations over being separated from his son, his extreme action of attempting self-immolation on live TV is hard to justify. Thankfully, a tragic outcome was avoided due to the quick intervention of those on set. Reporters in Tornado Alley are often the first to inform residents about severe weather. They work hard to keep broadcasts going to ensure people stay informed during storms. On April 28, 2014, WTVA in Tupelo, Mississippi, had a tense moment during a live broadcast when a tornado touched down close to their studio. Meteorologist Matt Laubon was tracking the storm since around 2 p.m., and half an hour into his coverage, he confirmed a tornado was forming after spotting clear rotation on a webcam. As tornado warnings were issued for Tupelo and nearby counties, Laubon began urgently advising viewers to seek shelter immediately.
Significant tornado touchdown just south of our WTVA studios. We may or may not be on the air at this instant. We hope you'll stick with us. Everybody, basement now. Basement now.
The situation escalated when the station experienced a power outage that briefly disrupted their broadcast. After the power returned and the tornado's touchdown was confirmed through their cameras, Laubon quickly directed his crew to head to the basement as a multi-vortex tornado approached. Throughout this emergency, Laubon remained composed and continued to guide both his team and viewers on safety measures until the tornado passed. His actions demonstrate the critical role meteorologists play in protecting lives during such dangerous events. During Hurricane Harvey, which struck Texas from August 17th to September 2nd, 2017, severe flooding damaged around 50,000 homes, particularly impacting Houston and its nearby areas. In a quieter moment of the storm, KHOW 11's reporter Brandy Smith and photographer Mario Sandoval were reporting from an elevated freeway. There, they spotted a semi-truck submerged in more than 10 feet of water with the driver trapped inside, unable to open the doors due to the water pressure. Fortunately, while they were there, a sheriff's vehicle towing a boat happened to pass by. Smith quickly got the attention of the deputies, who didn't hesitate to help. help. They shared that, just a year earlier, they had dived at the same spot to retrieve a driver from a submerged truck who had not survived. Thanks to Smith's alert, the truck driver was rescued successfully this time. Smith and the driver later shared their story on The Ellen Show, highlighting a moment where journalistic duty turned into a life-saving action. 2015 was a difficult year in Europe. Just days after the first Paris attack, another incident occurred in Hilversum, Netherlands, that didn't get much attention. On the evening of January 30th, a 19-year-old man dressed in a suit entered the NOS news studio with a weapon, demanding to speak with someone from CNN. The broadcast was quickly interrupted with a title card claiming technical difficulties, but the cameras kept rolling. The man let most of the staff leave, but waited to speak to CNN, remaining calm and assuring those who stayed that he didn't plan to hurt anyone. He explained that the weapon was just a precaution and even admitted to being nervous. He told the remaining staff that he was aware the police were about to enter and that he would surrender after making his statement. Technicians pretended to work on restoring the broadcast as the Dutch police entered the room and commanded the man to surrender. He immediately dropped the weapon and complied with the police. It turned out the weapon was a replica, indicating he didn't intend to cause harm. The investigation found that he acted alone and wasn't driven by extremism, but they couldn't figure out why he did it. He was later convicted for his actions that year. Reporters across the globe often face various types of harassment. Vuyo Mvoko experienced a unique type of disturbance just before he was about to go live. Two men approached him and his crew demanding their belongings. Initially, Mvoko thought they were just causing a disruption, but it soon became clear they were attempting a robbery.
Hey, we're being mugged. We're being mugged.
As this was unfolding seconds before a live broadcast, the robbers failed to hide from the camera, and their faces were clearly captured, leading to their quick identification. Fortunately, Mvoko and his crew were unharmed, and he later gave an interview discussing what happened. Meanwhile, members of the KTVU station noticed a disturbance and saw a man running off. At the same time, a crew from KNTV began to scream when a man approached and struck their cameraman. This assailant then snatched the cameras from both news crews and escaped in a car, though his face was briefly caught on camera. The police managed to arrest the suspect, and thankfully, no one was seriously injured in the incident. If you were to ask people to name common locations for earthquakes, many would mention California and Japan, and they'd be right. On March 11, 2011, Japan experienced a devastating earthquake, with a magnitude of 9.1 off the northern coast of Honshu. This earthquake triggered massive tsunamis that crashed into the coast and traveled miles inland, dragging buildings and people back into the sea. The disaster resulted in $360 billion in damages and claimed the lives of 15,895 people. At the time of the earthquake, many newsrooms were operating normally. A member of the NHK news team recorded the moment the earthquake hit their office, causing chaos as papers and furniture were thrown around, and people struggled to stay on their feet. During a live 24-hour weather broadcast, the anchor heard the earthquake alarm and reported the increasing magnitude of the quake calmly. By the time the full force of the quake reached them, it had surpassed a magnitude of 8. Despite the audible chaos in the background, the anchor stayed composed and encouraged everyone to stay calm. Fortunately, no one in the studio was seriously injured, and everyone was safe. This earthquake is one of the largest ever recorded and has been extensively studied. Many people believe mainstream media is corrupt, and in a bizarre incident in August 2021, an Australian nightly news program accidentally fueled these suspicions. While reporting on police dog welfare, the broadcast unintentionally switched to a clip showing several figures in black robes. One of them shouted "Hail Satan" before the feed quickly returned to the confused news anchor. The presenter later explained that this footage was mistakenly taken from a different segment about the NOA Temple of Satan. However, some viewers speculated that this could have been intentional subliminal messaging, arguing that the timing was too precise to be a mere accident. George H.W. Bush, a former U.S. president and CIA director who attracted many conspiracy theories, remained influential in American politics until his passing. On December 5, 2018, a memorial service for Bush was held at the Washington National Cathedral, attended by all living presidents and their spouses. 3 hours into the service, every couple except two received an envelope. The reactions to the contents ranged from amusement to shock. Jeb Bush's reaction was notably the most pronounced among them. It's rumored that the letter said, "I'm sorry they know everything," leading to speculation about who they might be and what it could mean, suggesting a mystery that even concerns presidents. Chuck Grassley, the longest-serving Republican senator in U.S. history and representative for Iowa, was speaking at a House subcommittee hearing earlier this year when spectators noticed something odd. A man sitting behind Grassley during his 15-minute testimony was staring intensely at him, hardly blinking at all.
I've ran countless investigations. In the past few years, I've never seen so much effort from the FBI, the partisan media, and some of my Democrat colleagues to interfere with and undermine very legitimate congressional inquiries. It's because of a triad of disinformation and outright falsehoods. As one example, look at Crossfire Hurricane.
After the footage appeared on TikTok, viewers started debating the identity and nature of this man. Some guessed he might be a telepath, while others joked that he could be something supernatural. However, a more likely explanation suggested by others was that he was Grassley's speechwriter. What's your take on who he might be? In 2019, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit California, significantly impacting the Ridgecrest and Trona areas. The quake caused fires, power losses, and road damage. During the quake, KCAL news studio reporters were shaken and had to take cover under a table.
We are experiencing quite a bit of shaking. If you'll give us a brief moment here, we're making sure that nothing is going to come down in the studio here.
And it is going for quite a bit, everybody. It continues
this is a very strong
to rattle
earthquake.
Pretty strong here.
8:21 here on the air. We're experiencing very strong shaking. Wow. I think we need to get under the desk.
All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back after this. Wow.
The local communities quickly bounced back with prompt emergency responses and recovery operations. Support flowed in from state and federal agencies to help rebuild and repair the damages. This clip comes from a Chilean TV show that follows weddings and their preparations. While filming a family getting ready for the event, the camera unexpectedly captures a bouquet of flowers being lifted from its vase and thrown across the room. Some viewers believe this to be genuine evidence of paranormal activity. However, skeptics argue that it could have been staged using fishing line or string. The startling movement of the flowers certainly stands out and seems out of place in a wedding show, leading to questions about why a wedding program would stage such an incident. Could this really be proof of a ghost, or is there another explanation for what the camera captured? During a live stream where a man was about to enjoy a meal, an unexpected and alarming event occurred. A man armed with a weapon entered and started demanding money.
Right now. You want to go right now? You want to do it?
Initially, they thought it was just a prank, but soon realized it was a real robbery.
We're gonna have to come back soon. Holy
Dude just ran in the store and tried to rob me with a while we were live streaming.
So who do you try to rob?
Fortunately, the situation ended safely as the police arrived and apprehended the robber. The 2023 Turkey-Syria earthquake, known as the Kahramanmaraş earthquake sequence, struck on February 6, 2023. This disaster included multiple strong earthquakes, the most severe being a 7.8 magnitude, occurring near the Turkey-Syria border. A news captured footage of a subsequent 7.7 magnitude earthquake hitting Malatya in Turkey.
Telefonlara sar. Herkes buraya gel. Güvenli alana geçiyoruz bizler şu anda. Vatandaşları da görüyorsunuz. Deprem oluyor gene. Sakin ol. Arkadaşlar. Enkazda arama kurtarma çalışmalarına doğru giderken 2 defa yüksek şiddette bir artçı sarsıntı meydana geldi ve hemen sol tarafımda gördüğünüz bina yerle bir oldu. Yine toz duman içinde.
The earthquake led to substantial destruction and a tragic loss of life, with death toll estimates ranging from 59,488 to 62,013, most of whom were in Turkey. Colombian astrologer Moni Vidente, known for her psychic predictions, experienced a bizarre incident on live TV in 2016. Moni claims her psychic abilities began after being struck by lightning in 1989, which she believes gave her access to mysterious forces. During an appearance on the show Sal El Sol to discuss upcoming weather patterns, an unexpected event occurred on set. A part of the set decor began moving on its own and fell, causing another item to sway. Initially, only one presenter noticed, while others were focused on Moni discussing the energy of angels. The moment caught everyone's attention when it was pointed out, and Moni later shared the video on Twitter, where it went viral. Some followers thought it was the work of a poltergeist or a ghostly apparition, while skeptics suggested it could have been caused by something mundane, like air conditioning or poor fastening of the decor. Besides this incident, Moni has made other notable predictions, such as the death of Mexican singer Vicente Fernandez Gomez and the illness of Silvia Pena, who contracted COVID-19 shortly after Moni's prediction. In 2022, she predicted a year dominated by the sun with numerous natural disasters. When tragedy strikes, it can affect the whole nation, and sometimes it hits much closer to home. In India, news anchor Preet Kaur experienced this firsthand. She was reporting on a major traffic accident that claimed 3 lives. During the broadcast, Kaur had a sinking feeling that her husband might have been involved in the accident. Despite this, she maintained her professionalism and continued delivering the news. The strain was barely noticeable, except for a moment when her voice cracked. After the broadcast, Kaur stepped off set and, overwhelmed by emotion, burst into tears. She then called a reporter at the accident scene, only to have her worst fears confirmed. Her husband was indeed among those who had died. She had reported on her own husband's death without knowing it at the time. This is possibly one of the most heart-wrenching experiences any journalist could face while on the job. The reporter at the scene knew about her husband, but chose to withhold the information during the live broadcast to protect Kaur's privacy and to prevent her from breaking down on air. This incident underscores the sudden and harsh reality of how quickly we can lose loved ones, a profound heartbreak that Kaur had to endure in an unimaginably public way. While reporting the news, Julie Chin, an anchor for news on 6 in Oklahoma, began to struggle on air. She looked confused and had trouble speaking while covering a story about the Tulsa Air and Space Museum. Recognizing that something was not right, Chin stopped her report and apologized to viewers.
The Tulsa Air and Space Museum at the event. The event features live. I'm sorry, something is going on with me this morning, and I apologize to everybody. Let's just go ahead and send it on over to meteorologist Andy Brown.
She then handed off the broadcast to meteorologist Andy Brown. The production team quickly responded by calling 911, and Chin was taken to the hospital. She spent the weekend there undergoing tests, which revealed she had shown early signs of a stroke. Thankfully, she hadn't had a full stroke, which helped prevent more serious complications. This video shows a streamer named Reese playing RuneScape and tackling one of the game's toughest bosses, which can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to defeat. Given the challenge, it's understandable that Reese was very pumped up during the fight.
No way! Run away! Yes! Yes! 2 HP! Oh my god! Look at it! I got it!
Unfortunately, right after defeating the boss with just 2 health points left and having not eaten anything that day, Reese passed out from what seemed to be a heart attack.
My chest! Oh, seriously, oh, my chest, I'm literally having a heart attack. Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, oh my god, I'm dizzy. Oh god, I'm dizzy. I've got pins and needles. I'm literally... Oh. Liam or Barney, if I pass out in the next minute, if I pass out, chest pain, I'm literally having a heart attack.
He was unresponsive on his stream for several minutes. After coming to, he spent a few minutes walking around his room, muted, trying to understand what had just happened.
Out. What? I'm not even kidding right now. I literally just I just saw black rings and then I passed out. Hold on a sec, I need a drink really badly. My knees are shaking. I haven't drank anything all day. I've had like a couple biscuits because I've just been streaming all day. Oh my god. Oh, it's not even funny. I've never passed out before unless I've been drunk.
He was visibly shaken by the experience. The situation shows how intense and physically taxing gaming can be, especially on an empty stomach and under extreme stress. Zillion OP, a Twitch streamer, saw his career crash suddenly when he stood up, despite being known as a wheelchair user, which was a big deal.
It's easily outgeared. Oh my god!
The incident wasn't a miraculous recovery. It was clear-cut fraud. Over the years, Zillion had received thousands of dollars in donations, some allegedly for wheelchair-related expenses. The clip captured a shocked reaction just before it ended, showing Zillion didn't intend to reveal his deception, but the damage was done, and his viewers were furious. Twitch eventually banned both Zillion's and his girlfriend's channels, preventing them from repeating such actions. In September 2016, during a Sunderland vs. Everton football match broadcast on Sky Sports, viewers got a spooky surprise.
Here's Lukaku, on for his hat-trick to finish it!
While the pundits were discussing the game, sharp-eyed fans noticed an enigmatic figure on a background screen that suddenly disappeared. It looked like a groundsman cleaning up the stadium.
Is the fact that last season they're a bit of an unknown quantity. Nobody really set up to play to nullify the strengths. This season, I think teams are ready for them.
Shortly after, a similar figure appeared and then vanished. Fans took to social media, puzzled, wondering if these were ghostly sightings or just repeated footage of the stadium. It's still unclear what exactly they were. Mrs. Kitty Ninja, also known as Brooke Money, had a frightening encounter with a homeless man.
Nice to meet you, Harth. My name's Brooke. This is my Twitch stream.
Initially, he seemed harmless, but things turned scary when he started following her. Brooke kept smiling as she tried to figure out how to get away from him. She eventually managed to find safety in a nearby building and realized just how dangerous the situation had been.
I forgot my ID, but my girlfriend's coming to bring it. Is it okay if I wait for her because there's an old man following me outside?
Yeah, totally.
Is that okay?
Yeah, just sit down.
Thank you so much.
Fortunately, everything turned out okay for Brooke, who handled the scary situation very well. In December 2018, a bright blue light lit up the sky over New York City, leading many people to think of aliens or the apocalypse. Those indoors saw the strange light on their TV screens, which made it look almost like daytime.
Oh my god. What is that? That looks gnarly.
Look at the sky. Well, that doesn't look good.
Sparking alarms citywide.
Adding to the confusion, some people's lights at home flickered, and LaGuardia Airport went completely dark. However, it turned out not to be aliens, but an explosion at a power plant in Queens, which also caused the power outages. So, no alien invasion this time. It was a distressing scene for viewers. A streamer named Kuhn, who had just finished eating, started showing signs of a reaction. He was scratching his arm and looked panicked. Shortly after saying he'd return, he fell to the floor as he tried to get up. The video went on without him, and viewers' comments ranged from calling an ambulance to suggesting he drink water. However, we can assure you that he's okay. These days, it seems like breakfast shows often have paranormal activity. On the Morning Club show at Club FM in Toronto, Albania, something strange happened. Initially, everything was normal, with the host, Blendy Saleh, interviewing a guest. Out of nowhere, a newspaper on the table in front of them flew off camera. This was especially eerie because Saleh and his guest were the only ones in the booth, and there were no open doors or windows nearby.
Wow.
Phantasm? No one could explain how the newspaper got thrown into the air, leaving both the host and the guest, as well as the viewers, baffled. This guy, without any hesitation, was walking down the street when he decided to hop into a stranger's car. Why? He simply heard Michael Jackson's "Beat It" playing on the radio. Once inside, he started singing loudly in the passenger seat, leaving the driver puzzled about what was going on. His boldness and carefree behavior were both admirable and somewhat embarrassing. Luckily, he ended up with a pretty cool person who didn't seem to mind. Less than a month after his hugely successful collaboration with Drake and others, Ninja was in the news again, but this time for the wrong reasons. While streaming with a friend and singing along to Logic's song 44 More, he accidentally messed up the lyrics and used N-word that isn't in the song.
Going and going like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm supplying the wood like Elijah.
This slip-up unintentionally started a big online debate about whether Ninja should be held responsible. Regardless, Ninja went on Twitter to apologize and share his values. At the very least, he definitely sparked a lot of discussion, for better or worse. In February 2020, more than 200 people gathered at Yaya Beach in Peru, a known spot for UFO sightings, to see if they could spot any UFOs. The event was broadcast live by Capital TV, reaching thousands of viewers. During the event, some spectators noticed a strange light hovering over the sea and pointed their laser pens at it. Surprisingly, a very bright light flashed back at them. Since the event took place at night, it was unclear whether the light came from a boat, a drone, or something else, like a UFO. What it was, we'll let you decide. When interviewing someone, always be careful about who you're talking to. A Twitch user had his colleague ask 3 elderly women behind her a very inappropriate question in English, not realizing they were English speakers who understood the joke right away.
They want you to ask the ladies behind you if you can eat their ass.
The situation quickly became embarrassing, leading the person accompanying the streamer to ask to stop. The frazzled colleague left soon after, and the guy behind the camera apologized for the awkwardness.
Okay, good. Have a very nice day. Bye.
The whole uncomfortable scene unfolded live on Twitch. While playing League of Legends in his living room, a Twitch streamer unexpectedly had the police show up at his door. The officers searched his entire house but found nothing and left.
We got a call from someone saying that they had killed all their family.
While this might sound humorous, the backstory is actually pretty grim. Someone maliciously got hold of the streamer's address and falsely told the police he had killed his family, which led to their sudden appearance.
Wasted police time, whoever did it.
It was a cruel joke that could have had much worse consequences, and it's a type of prank that has unfortunately been repeated many times over the years, just for twisted amusement. In February 2019, during the 8th edition of the FA Women's League Cup, Arsenal faced Manchester United in the semi-finals and won 2-1. During this match, a fan noticed a mysterious object flying above the stadium.
Melbourne victory faced Perth Glory. That's at 2:45 a.m. on ESPN. And Brisbane Roar are up against Sydney.
Upon looking closer, they saw it was a strange red object that glowed. It's unclear whether this was a spacecraft or just a drone.
2:45 a.m. on ESPN, and Brisbane Roar are up against Sydney live.
If it happened to be aliens watching, hopefully they enjoyed the game. During an interview streamed on Twitch, a journalist asked a professional Counter-Strike player about the bandages on his arms, joking that they might be from playing too many video games.
So this is for you have sore forearms, I'm assuming from gaming too much?
The audience found this funny, interpreting the comment with a double entendre. The player responded, saying his injuries were indeed from playing video games, though not everyone was convinced.
A lot of gaming.
It remains unclear whether his injuries were actually from excessive use of his mouse or joystick. Twitch streamer Rekful felt uncomfortable when he thought he was being followed while streaming live in Japan one night.
Wait, do I run?
He noticed a masked man who looked dangerous and thought the man might be a Yakuza, which made him panic. His viewers also urged him to run.
You know me? Why did you do that?
Eventually, he did run away, but it turned out that the person was just a fan trying to scare him as a joke. In a creepy incident that could be straight out of a scary movie, a YouTuber named Rubsy was hanging out at a friend's place during a live stream when something odd happened. At first, the door behind him seemed to be opening, which could have been blamed on a faulty hinge, but then it slammed shut all on its own, indicating something eerie was going on. Things got even spookier from there, lights flickering, stuff moving around like it had a mind of its own.
I don't know what to do.
Like I said, I don't think you should go fucking do it.
It was enough to freak anyone out, but surprisingly, Rubsy stayed cool throughout, which just made the whole thing even creepier. Dr. Disrespect truly lived up to his name when he chose to livestream from a public bathroom. While walking through the E3 convention, he decided to film inside the restroom, capturing everyone there without their consent. This act broke Twitch's community guidelines, E3's rules, and even the law. As a result, he was banned from Twitch and future E3 events. However, his channel was allowed back on the platform after just 2 weeks. Dr. Disrespect, whose real name is Guy Beam, has since apologized for his actions. It seems he has moved on from this poor decision. In a segment meant to be a fun Halloween introduction, TV host Wendy Williams suddenly lost control of her body. She stumbled backward, her eyes wide with shock, and unexpectedly fell to the ground.
Started our first caress.
Williams later mentioned that dehydration and a spike in her body temperature were the reasons behind what happened. She managed to recover before the show ended.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back.
Although the incident was not serious, Williams didn't know that at the time, which was evident from the fear in her face.
Kevin said, you know, baby, I know you can do it. Go back out there and show them what you're made of. Close out the show. I said, I know, right?
Watching the clip without knowing the background could make her look like she was possessed. Despite the initial scare, Williams considered herself tough for handling it well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.